Hi everyone, and welcome back to our daily news updates. Today we have a packed lineup of latest stories from around the world, so let's dive right in. First up, the Election Commission of India has released the absolute number of voters cast in each constituency for the first 5 phases of the Lok Sabha election. This release follows the Supreme Court decision not to mandate the disclosure of Form 17C details, which contain booth-level voter turnout information. The EC has assured that the voters recorded in Form 17C are secure and cannot be altered, dismissing claims of potential manipulation. Despite these assurances, challenges persist, especially for smaller parties and independent candidates who may not have the resources to verify data as thoroughly as larger parties. Civil society groups have welcomed the release of this data as a victory for transparency and the right to information, but they continue to push for the full disclosure of Form 17C to ensure authentic voter turnout records. Moving on to the sixth phase of the Lok Sabha elections, the overall voter turnout was recorded at 61.2%. West Bengal led with a remarkable turnout of 79.47%, showcasing the state's high engagement. Conversely, Delhi experienced urban apathy with only a 57.67% turnout, partially attributed to a severe heatwave. Haryana saw 60.4% turnout across its 10 Lok Sabha seats, while the Anantnag Rajouri seat in Jammu and Kashmir reported a 54.3% turnout, its highest in decades. Uttar Pradesh recorded the lowest turnout at 54.03%, just beating Bihar with a turnout of 55.24%. Meanwhile, Odisha and Jharkhand had impressive turnouts of 59.56% and 63.76% respectively. Incidents of violence were reported in West Bengal and Jammu and Kashmir, with clashes between Tribunal Congress and BJP workers. The Election Commission received 954 complaints related to EVM malfunctions and agent interference. A total of 58 Lok Sabha seats across 6 states and 2 union territories were contested in this phase, underscoring the high stakes of this electoral battle. In other news, significant upgrades are underway in the parliament facilities to better accommodate new members of parliament. The red sandstone pathways are being replaced with cobblestone from Karnataka, which promises better water drainage and groundwater recharge. 2 new waiting areas are being built to assist first-time MPs, ensuring they have a smooth transition into their new roles. This follows the inauguration of a new parliament building by Prime Minister Narendra Modi last year at a cost of 970 crore rupees. The ongoing refurbishment also includes enhanced security measures, particularly after the security breach in December last year. These measures, costing 35 crore rupees, include facial recognition devices and additional security infrastructure, reinforcing the commitment to safeguarding our legislative processes. Turning to a distressing incident from Pune, a 17-year-old boy was allegedly driving his luxury car while intoxicated, resulting in a tragic incident on May 19 that claimed the lives of 2 24-year-old IT professionals. The police has remanded the grandfather of the minor in custody until May 28 for pressuring the family driver to take responsibility for the accident. The grandfather allegedly threatened the 42-year-old driver, compelling him to issue a false statement taking the blame and warning him against disclosing the truth. Both the minor's father and grandfather are now facing charges of kidnapping and wrongful confinement, and the driver and his family have been placed under police restriction due to the threats they received. Initially, the driver claimed responsibility for the accident but later retracted his statement. After a thorough investigation, it was determined that the minor was indeed driving the vehicle at the time of incident. This case has sparked significant public outcry, with the Pune Congress Youth Wing organizing an essay competition to discuss the broader implications of such incidents, including the consequences of alcohol consumption and the role of wealth in society. This initiative aims to raise awareness and foster a dialogue about these pressing social issues. Shifting gears, there have been a tragic fire incident at the TRP game zone in Rajkot, which resulted in loss of 27 lives. The fire broke out in a temporary structure lacking fire extinguishers and emergency exits. These are serious concerns about whether the venue complied with the fire safety regulations. The casualties were severe, with bodies charred beyond recognition, necessitating DNA tests for identification. The government has responded with condolences from the President and Prime Minister, and the Gujarat Chief Minister has assured assistance, including a compensation package for the victim's family. A special investigation team, led by Additional DGP Subhash Trivedi, has been formed to probe the incident. In the wake of this tragedy, Gujarat police are inspecting and shutting down similar play zones that lack fire departments' no objection certificates. The community is in shock, grappling with the stark reality of inadequate fire protection infrastructure and the need for stricter regulatory oversight. This incident is a sobering reminder of the importance of ensuring safety standards to prevent such avoidable disasters. Moving on, a major development in India's fight against extremism comes from Manipur, where a tribunal declared 7 Meitei organizations as unlawful associations for the next 5 years. These groups are responsible for a staggering number of violent incidents in the region, accounting for 335 of the 689 such events in just the past 5 years. Along with that, they have affiliations with the Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland (IM) and operate training camps in Myanmar and Bangladesh. Their activities include targeting non-local residents, protesting peace talks, boycotting national events, and even opposing Manipur's merger with India. These banned groups include names like the People's Liberation Army, Revolutionary People's Front, and the United National Liberation Front, among others. Authorities estimate their combined strength to be around 1,250 members, with access to approximately 1,559 weapons. This crackdown is a significant step towards curbing extremist violence and ensuring peace in the region. Turning to weather news, Cyclone Remal has formed from a deep depression in Bay of Bengal and is expected to intensify into a severe cyclone storm. This cyclone is projected to make landfall between Sagar Island in West Bengal and Kalapada in Bangladesh by Sunday midnight, with anticipated wind speeds of 110 to 120 km per hour, gusting up to 135 km per hour. The Indian Meteorological Department has issued an orange alert for 7 districts, including Kolkata, Howrah, and Nadia, among others. Heavy to very heavy rainfall is also anticipated, with the possibility of extreme heavy downpours in certain areas. Authorities are also taking necessary precautions. Kolkata Airport will be suspending flights for 21 hours starting Sunday noon due to the cyclone's impact. The National Disaster Response Force has deployed teams in coastal areas for rescue and relief operations. A red alert has been issued for fishermen, urging them to stay off the sea until the storm passes. Shifting our focus internationally, the ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestine continues to raise concerns. Despite a recent ruling by the International Court of Justice, Israeli airstrikes and artillery fire continue to target Rafah and other areas in Gaza. ICJ, the top court of United Nations, ruled in a case brought by South Africa alleging that Israeli actions constitute genocide. The court ordered an immediate halt to the offensive and demanded the release of hostages by the Palestinian militants. However, Israel has disregarded this ruling, with airstrikes continuing across Gaza. Efforts for a ceasefire are currently underway in Paris, but any concrete result is yet to be seen, and the situation continues to be a source of significant tension in the region. Now let's turn our attention to Ukraine, where finance ministers from the G7 group of nations are exploring ways to use profits generated from frozen Russian assets to assist Ukraine. This development comes out of a 2-day meeting in Stresa, Italy, where ministers sought creative yet legally sounding solutions to this complex issue. An initial proposal will be presented at the upcoming G7 summit in Pune, Italy, scheduled for mid-June. However, it's important to note that finalizing the proposal is a complex process with significant legal and technical hurdles. Nonetheless, progress is being made towards finding a way to channel these frozen assets towards Ukraine's critical needs. Finally, we turn to Maldives, where President Mohamed Muizzu is calling for urgent international funding to combat the impacts of rising sea levels. Despite contributing only 0.003% of global emissions, the Maldives faces severe threats from climate change. President Muizzu has highlighted the moral responsibility of wealthier nations to support vulnerable communities like those in the Maldives. This plea comes ahead of a conference of small island developing nations focusing on climate change threats. These nations, despite minimal contributors, received only about 14% of the funding allocated to least developed countries. The Maldives, with its tourism-dependent economy, needs an estimated $500 million to address climate change impacts, and international funding is crucial to ensure their survival. And that concludes our today's news report. Stay tuned for more updates and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. This is Chronicle Daily, signing off.